Okay. You're the real MD, right? No false gods in this
All
neighborhood.
the other Slim Shadys are just imitating.
Okay. Confirmed. I'll believe you. All right. Oh, looks like
RSL admin's gonna jump in and say words at us.
okay. Get hot, get pumped, everyone. This is the most exciting event of the night.
This guy's voice, literal chocolate.
Literal.
Chocolate, is that what you're gonna say? Is that
Oh,
how
it's
you're gonna
Oh
describe it?
delicious.
my goodness.
It's pouring down my throat. Oh God. Amazing.
All right.
Butter.
The reason why I wanted to jump in now is obviously you're seeing that Group H is now showing on the screen, and unfortunately, this is another group that there was just a little bit of an issue with scheduling amongst the players, and so there's actually only two matches that were played for this, and there'll be two players advancing, obviously, but a lot of games were forfeited due to scheduling issues and just a mishap between European players and North American players. So we apologize for having just two games here, and unfortunately, RuFF is one of them. I know he's the well-known player from this group, but we do have these last two matches for you. It should be some entertaining games, and after this, we'll know who the round of 16 consists of. So
The round of 16 is done.
Quickly,
It's gonna be done.
RSL admin, do you suspect skullduggery and backstabbing as a reason for all of these forfeits?
Skullduggery and backstabbing.
I don't think so. I think a lot of well-mannered players and understanding and kind of the way that this format was chosen. Again, this is the round of 32 was conducted in a way that was supposed to help players be able to play their games, but I think the way that it worked kind of backfired, and so unfortunately these were some of the blowbacks from it. But we do have two players that will be getting out of the Group H that have played, and so stay tuned for what those players will be doing.
All right. Well, without too much more delay, let's try to get into those games and show the people who actually did bother to demonstrate their prowess.
Right now I'm watching two llamas run wild in Phoenix, so
Would you describe that those llamas are demonstrating their prowess?
definitely demonstrating something, whether it be a lack of competent training, or maybe they just wanted a breath of fresh air. Like, I know Phoenix is probably one of the only places in America that's above freezing right now.
Yeah.
How you doing up there in Fargo, Hawkeye? Oh, did he mute himself? Is he not gonna come back?
Yeah. No, he's done. He's abandoned us. The
done.
chocolate's dried up. If there was an industry built around his voice, it's just shriveled and gone.
Yep.
Depression will ensue. I'm all the way up in Canada. It's snow outside my window. I have candles all around me to warm myself. But yeah, that's just what you got to live with in the Great North. Do we know these players?
I do, actually. I know both of them.
Okay.
Dipwood would not say that he knows me, but I've watched him play in the I don't want to call it the wrong thing, but the SC2 ITL, the team league that happened that had Root Gaming in it.
1 sec.
Zeez
MD, only I can fuck up, okay? You're not allowed to fuck up, alright?
Okay.
You're the one who needs
So
shit together.
SC2 ITL, Zeez sent Dipwood in against Patreus on King Sejong Station. Dipwood does a proxy 2-gate and beats Patreus. So one of these
Nice.
players has taken a game off of Patreus in the past. Anyways, so the other player, Seigifried, is a recent addition to Rival. He used to be on Clan Winston's, and then Clan Winston's folded, and most of their players ended up on Rival by some means or another. So, while I don't know a ton about him, I've played him in a couple of Clan Wars. He's a very strong Protoss player, and we should see some pretty good games. I think they're approximately equally skilled.
I also know a little bit about Seigifried. I am aware that he was actually raised by a dwarf named Mime. He was raised to slay a dragon called Fafnir, and there's actually a legend about him. So you can go read up. He has a Wikipedia article concerning himself.
Interesting. Interesting.
So getting into the game, we have rival Seigifried, Slayer of Fafnir, and zeez Dipwood, who is a Masters player that all shall fear and all shall worship in his glory.
Yep. That's what you're going with.
That's what I'm going with.
That's what you're going with. All right.
They haven't even
First map.
spawned yet.
First map is Deadwing. Both players using the Protoss pieces. Spawning in the bottom left corner, we have Rip Zeez's Dipwood.
Yes. And spotting in the top left corner, we have rival Seigifried.
Hang on. I'm going to enable the team colors because that one player is using orange and one player is using orange.
I'm seeing yellow actually out of Dipwood, interestingly enough.
I can't tell the difference. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. Not the dress convo again.
No, they're just both orange. There's no debating.
The one, this one's okay. We're not talking about this. Just change the team colors or whatever. So yeah, we're going into this game. It's PvP, and from here on out, we're just probably going to see both players decide on their chosen strategy, which is probably going to be cheesy. I would hope it's cheesy.
Probably cheesy. My honest opinion of Protoss versus Protoss is the first person to take a natural loses. And after that, if the game stabilizes on more than one base, it'll immediately go to 5 bases each, and just a showering of lasers across the battlefield. There are so few 3-base wins in PvP, at least as to what I know.
Well, it's
So
because once you get to 3 base, like, what does that mean? It means AoE, it means tech, and once you start adding all these very complex units to the mix, the potential to really just go in there and kill your opponent like you can with Blink Stalkers, it evaporates. There's so much to consider because the armies are just very delicate and very, very destructive.
Interesting to see the Dipwood went for a 13 gate and Seigifried went for a 12 gate. So Seigifried looking a little more aggressive. Not sure if the Cybercore was late for Dipwood or if it was intended to be at that time it is, but it's a full 30 seconds after Seigifried's.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty rough.
That's what happens when you go 12 gate and then take your Cybercore immediately versus 13 gate and take your Cybercore when you have money for it. Both players went double gas.
We are actually seeing Seigifried like go into scout with this probe, very obviously trying to confirm what's going on, as you probably should in this kind of matchup. He's effectively letting his opponent know there's a probe out there. His opponent is also aware that the tech is much, much higher much faster for Dipwood. And another very interesting thing to note is the fact that, Dipwood, he had that probe in the corner of Seigifried's base, and it's been spotted and killed. Could have played a big part in the match, but it's not going to. Alright. Twilight Council coming down for Seigifried, his tech was ahead, not Dipwood's. Just more gateways coming down for Dipwood. And what do you think we're going to see? Probably just Blink?
Give me 5 seconds.
Okay, 5 seconds to develop a rational thought.
DTs!
Yep. Is that what you were waiting for?
I chose 5 seconds because that's when the Twilight Council was going to finish, and I wanted to wait and see if it was Blink Stalkers or Dark Templar. We are going to see some invisible slashy deathy.
Yep. So I think I don't know if this is a big deal, and I think the probe scout might have been indicative of this. He needed to see if his opponent was going for a fast robo or something. If you're going Blink, you can usually just kind of, take it from there, because Blink can go into anything and is very stable. But DTs, you have to know if your opponent's going to have that advantage, and he is going to know. So we see this Stalker is force field at the ramp. This sentry could go down. some pretty good pressure coming out of dipwood, and we actually see dipwood posturing for some aggression before this DT shrine hits. The question being, will this do the damage it needs to do before it's eventually just thrust back? And you know what? I don't think it will. I think the photon overcharge is going to zone out dipwood's attack, and then I think the DTs are going to reap havoc. There's no robo.
We're seeing dipwood go for a pretty aggressive looking 3-gate, but the Dark Shrine is done. So two Dark Templars are on their way. Actually, just one stops for a bit, decides if it needs to go home or not. He's going to wait for a second round of warp-ins to try to defend this, while his photon overcharge just cheats and does so much damage just unfairly.
These DTs are going to get in before the robo's even finished. A lot of damage can be done here. This
he does
is
see
pretty
this,
bad. Oh,
and he's not going to be able to get out. He's not going to be able to get on an observer.
This is going to be game ending. What does... There's not going to be an observer. What does dipwood do from here? Are we going to see a major upset?
Quit. He quit.
Well,
That's what it is.
My goodness,
He's going to proxy
terrifying.
a robo and try to kill with a proxy observer.
Yeah, we just see Seigifried pulling all the probes because he knows this is... He doesn't even care anymore. He has a huge tactical advantage.
Now, Stalkers can outrun Dark Templar, so as long as he doesn't run straight to his robotics facility, he should be okay. He's got money for one more Stalker. That's it.
This is sending all his probes. This is
He has
clearly...
pulled the boys. The
clearly, like,
photon overcharge is just going to laugh at him at this point.
this game is... I hate to say it, but...
over.
There's not much you can say, and it looks like with the surprise build, we see Seigifried take the game off the legendary Masters player, dipwood.
Yep. Dipwood
Good
GG's, and the power of Protoss wins Seigifried game 1.
Very much so a build order count.